Again, how beautiful are your feet with shoes, O princess daughter. That sounds real sexy, right? Especially because the next verse says, and the joints of your thighs are like jewels. And what's up, y'all? It's Coach Roberta, your friendly disruptor and soul coach. So today I want to talk from Song of Solomon 7:1. Several years ago, I wrote a book called How Beautiful Are Your Feet, and it was based on Song of Solomon 7:1, which says, how beautiful are your feet with shoes, O princess daughter. So a couple of things. One, there's two other scriptures in the Bible that mention how beautiful are the feet. There's one, Isaiah 52:7, that says, how beautiful on the mountain are the feet of those who bring good news, who proclaim peace, who bring good tidings, who proclaim salvation, who say to Zion, your God reigns. Okay, so similarly, the Shulamite in the Song of Solomon, she's bringing good news. She's bringing glad tidings. She's helping to create an environment of peace, right? And especially in a time where obviously she's part of a harem, so women, I guess the thought was they come a dime a dozen, and that is part of the fall of sin, right? We see that in Genesis 3:15 and 16. And so some of the things that we see about polygamy and stuff like that are a result of sin. Anyway, let's get back to Song of Solomon 7:1, and another reason why I go so hard. It says, how beautiful are your feet with shoes, O princess daughter. Now, that phrase, princess daughter, in the Hebrew comes from a word, and the root means magnanimous. The definition of that word means to volunteer as a soldier. If you've seen some of my other posts, I talk about, it refers to her being terrible as an army with banners, comely as the sun. So anyway, why volunteering as a soldier? Because one, again, our life can depend on it. And so sometimes you find yourself in a battle. It's like, I didn't even sign up for this. I was just doing a meet and greet, going on a date, thought I had a significant other, thought we were gonna get married. So sometimes you find yourself in a predicament, and in the battle, it's a spiritual warfare in the battle that just exists because God is a God of unity. Marriage is his idea and his institution, and is a good thing when it's done right. But anyway, in Ezekiel 22:29 and 30, and this is where I found myself for so many years of my life. It's like, Lord, I didn't even sign up for this. If you ever read my book, it kind of talks about how I landed in this space and started doing research, etc. But anyway, Ezekiel 22:29 and 30 said, and the people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and the needy. Yes, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. And I sought for a man among them that should make up a hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. So in the context, there's a lot of things going on, not unlike what we see now, oppression or whatever, but sometimes God will tap on you to stand in the gap for others, right? And so this word hedge, I'm going back to volunteering as a soldier, right? That word hedge means circumvallation, which is a hedge, and it actually means to, by implication, an enclosure, a fence, a hedge, and a wall. And so in that scripture, God was saying, I sought someone to put a hedge around things are happening in the land so that I can save it. So that's a military term, right? And we're talking about volunteering as a soldier because, again, how beautiful are your feet with shoes, O princess daughter. That sounds real sexy, right? Especially because the next verse says, and the joints of your thighs are like jewels. And there's some sensual implications to that too, right? Because again, it's poetry, so it's a double entendre. It has a couple of meanings, but stay focused. We talking about volunteering as a soldier. So as a military term, circumvallation says in a military context, circumvallation refers to a defensive entrenchment that entirely surrounds a position, such as a city or a fortress, to protect against attacks or to create a siege. It is a form of fortification used to encircle and blockade an enemy, often in conjunction with a contravallation, which is it's like an inner circle. The interesting thing about a son, y'all don't come for me for the pronunciation of the word because I only came across it a few months ago, and I keep trying to phonetically sound it out like it is spelled in how it suggests, but it's a little dicey for me. But anyway, the circumvallation faces towards the enemy. How beautiful are your feet with shoes, O princess daughter. Everybody is not assigned to that. Everybody is not signing up for that. But guess what? When you're volunteered or voluntold as a soldier, it means that you're facing the enemy. I feel like that's what I've been doing all these years, just trying to collect data, do research, collect thousands of notes, and just to be equipped. And there is a time, which I believe is now, for the contraventilation, for a group of people to form a hedge on the inside. One is facing the enemy, then there's another inner circle that's to protect the people in the circle and equip them. And again, whether you like it or not, there's a war going on for relationships. Everybody doesn't want to be married, and that's all well and fine. But there are people that are casualties just from the friction and the contention that is in the environment because the hedge is down. So things that would normally provide protection, like people say, you hear people saying not only is the black woman the most disrespected, but it's like, who's coming to save us? Because the way it looks is that other people don't even have our back. So again, God is saying, I sought a man or a woman to build up the hedge. The hedge is down, to build the hedge back up, to face the enemy. And then also he's looking for people to form that inner circle too, to bring good tidings, to bring peace, to bring peace. The atmosphere is so toxic right now, just to bring, if it didn't do anything else but bring peace, even if it's like, okay, you ain't checking for me, I'm not checking for you, but can we be amicable in spaces and concerts and groups and when we just moving about where there's not tension and hostility? Teenagers, school is finna start, some of them are walking in the stuff. It's like, I'm just coming here to get an education, and there's tension and hostility, to bring good tidings for people who are oppressing the poor, who are creating environments that are making it unsafe for even young people not to be safe. So that's what I got for you right now on Princess Daughter, magnanimous one. Magnanimous also means to have a liberal soul, but it means volunteering as a soldier as well. So, how beautiful are your feet with shoes, O Princess Daughter? All right, beloveds, until next time, I wish that you prosper and be in good health even as your soul prospers. This is Coach Roberta, your friendly disruptor and soul coach.